but 1% better day after day after day gets to that tipping point, and then it just skyrockets. And it's also the thought about building a movement. You've got to draw those to you first who totally get it and are really in it. You don't want to waste your time trying to convince people, but instead say, here's what we're doing. Are you in? Great. We've got the space for you. And then that will be a tipping point as well once you grow and develop. So I think you're totally right, Gabe, that it's slow in the beginning, but it's going to launch really quickly if we do it the right way with integrity and authenticity. Yeah.
And I'd like to share something that's a little bit meta here, which is that you mentioned the idea of social contagion. And there's this idea of complex social contagion. Damon Santola wrote this book called Change.
Mm-hmm.
He's a brilliant social scientist who studied how complex social movements happen. And one of the things is about building stronger and wider connections, which you actually led this conversation with. But part of that, so you can think of this conversation the three of us are having right now as part of that type of activity. So Denise, you started the PX community that's now the HRC, and you're leading that. And Kim, you've got your Stand Up for Doctors project and all the work that you're doing. And I co-founded Medicine Forward. So we are all three leaders of these upstart organizations that want to be part of positive change. And we're spending time in community with each other through this podcast venue, strengthening our human relationships, trust with each other, how much we even know each other. I consider this very thing we're doing part of the building wide bridges of connection between groups of change agents. And so not only are we talking about it, we're actually actively doing the thing that we're talking about that's important. And I would love to inspire other people who might be listening to this to think about, like, what does that mean for me? What other conversation with like other folks who inspire me might be beneficial to have for my part where I fit in this puzzle.